Hello. Um, Hola. Greetings. Uh, no, Furlough. Hi. I'm back. And it's been quite some time, hasn't it? I think last time I came up here was like July of 2016, and I even remember like recording a video in I think the end of 2016 or beginning of 2017, and I never uploaded that. So, yeah, in this video, I think I'm just gonna give a quick update. I'm gonna try to be quick because I'm not so good at quick. I'm great at rambling, though. So let's try to keep that to a minimum. No, but what inspired me to come back to this was actually uh, my friend that I've had since like first grade. But she was showing me some trans people that she follows on Insta. Um, and yeah, we got to like exploring my YouTube, and it was awkward. I think because like everyone thinks it's awkward to see themselves like X many years ago. Like, oh my god, was that me? I think it was. Um, yeah. I mean, my first video was like 6 years ago, and it was just like, wow. Um, yeah. I mean, I just in all seriousness, like though you know, revisiting those videos, I was able to, I really took notice of like how insecure I definitely felt back then. My confidence wasn't really up there. I'm still awkward, but I've gotten better at it, so my confidence has gone up a bit, including in the awkwardness department. I'm still a little weirdo. um, but hey, isn't everybody, right? Everyone's weird. At least that's what I tell myself to feel better. But yeah, no, so that's what inspired me to come back. I figure I need to pick up some new hobbies anyway, so why not give this a shot? So yeah, I just want to update in this video, and then, I can kind of use the videos moving forward to kind of expand on what I talk about here. So yeah, I really want to try to stay on track. I think it's really important that I get better at that. So I just want to tell you guys how things have been with my transition, because I was just getting started with that when I last came up here. So my transition and school and last time I came up here, I had a dog. That's changed a bit. I still have a dog, a different pupper. So I'll talk about that. And I think that's it for like major updates. So it'd be nice if I get some feedback on this video. But I'll keep the three main topics in mind to sort of build up, to make more videos, I guess. Stemming off of this one. So yeah. So, in terms of my transition, I think when I last came up here, I was just over 2 months on testosterone. So, I was like just starting to I was just starting to see some changes coming in. My voice was changing, and my voice has been pretty stable for the past like 3 years or so. So I think from now on it'll only change. Sorry about that. I think from now on it'll only change, like in time with age and stuff like that. Yeah, facial hair was just starting to, appear on my chinny chin. See, I told you I'm still awkward. But yeah, around 2 months, I think I was just starting to get, some, fuzz that was barely feelable, barely noticeable. Is feelable even a word? It is now. Yeah. But I think I really started to get, some patches of, noticeable facial hair around, 4 months, 5 months in, maybe 6. It's funny because one of my friends at Salem State, one of my the guys that I lived with in my apartment, asked if I could grow a full beard, and I didn't fully understand that this was a full beard. And so I said yes, thinking that a beard was just literally just your chin. But that's all I had back then. Around that time, around my first semester, I just had some sparse hairs on my chin and a little bit on my mustache. So apparently I answered the question correctly. But I think I really started to get this full face of hair. I think that really started to be I think it really filled out around 2 years. 2.5 years or so into my transition. So that's cool. I got my name changed in 2016 and my gender. And next on my list is top surgery. But hashtag COVID has put a pause on that. So yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I've been saying for the past 2-3 years, I want to do it next summer, maybe next Christmas, but it hasn't happened. So yeah, I'm seriously though, I'm hoping for some point this coming year. Considering I'm doing synchronous classes online, I don't have to go in person. I think that really opens up my availability. But I am doing synchronous classes for the reason that the whole world is doing remote crap now instead of in person. So it's not like I have much more availability. I have less now than before because I can't go anywhere. Damn COVID. But yeah. So in terms of my transition, I think that's pretty much it. I definitely want to talk more about it in coming videos. Especially about my time with hormones and the different methods that I've used in the past years. And what's worked and stuff like that. And what hasn't. Yeah, I talked a bit about school. So basically, I started at Salem State in 2016, and then I wasn't really enjoying it, so I transferred to UMass Lowell in 2018, and I'm liking it much better, much better, but I'm kind of at a fork in the road right now with school, so I can talk more about that in another video. But But yeah, I transferred there in January of 2018, so I'm coming up on my third year, I think. Wow, time flies, and I'm still not done with school. But yeah. Anyways, I'm starting up in my third year this spring. Um, Speaking of my, like fork in the road, I like may or may not take a semester off. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Um, I started off as a psychology major, and then I like switched my major like once for like a semester. Um, and I'm back to psychology. And I really like the major itself, so my little issue with school is just more of like a personal thing right now. I love the school much better. I don't have anything strongly against Salem State, so when people complain about UMass Lowell, I'm like, yeah, it was worse at Salem State, but I mean, the things that we complain about school just happen to be the things that everyone complains about every school, right? Like the food and the shuttles and the classes. I think that's just our job, is to complain about the food and the shuttle service and the classes and the expense and everything else about school. But yeah, I've I've made some friends, so I'm not totally like lonely. um, no, I've made some good friends, so that's what really matters to me. I don't need like a whole like boatload of friends. Um, yeah. Uh, and sort of segueing from school into the whole dog stuff. So I had Maya last time I was up here. I think you guys have seen her once or twice. But she passed away in November of 2016, so not too long after my last video. I actually, right before I went to Vermont was just about the last time I saw her. I saw her one more time after that, and she was with my sister, cared for her until she passed away. But, yeah, last time I really got to spend time with her was that one time. It was sometime after, in between coming home from Vermont and going to Salem State. But before then, it was before I went to Vermont, and so that was really hard when she passed away. She was going to be 2, but I think the impact of that really inspired me to, it gave me like the go ahead to get a service dog, and so that's my like new BFF right now, is my guide dog, my service dog Stella the service dog. Maybe she should be like the star of my channel. She is Stella for star after all. Um, but yeah, so I got her in May of 2017. And my experience with her has been really neat. She's a golden retriever, and I got her after my first year at Salem State, and yeah, I got her after my first year, and the experiences have really been different at both schools. Well, they've had their similarities, of course, and they've had their differences. So it's actually just like thinking back, even how long did I I think I spent longer at Salem State than I'm losing track of my years, guys. I was with Stella at Salem State for about a year and a half. So if I got her in 2017, I must have left Salem State in 2019. Or end of... you know what? Okay, end of 2018. I started... Yes, okay. I started at UMass Lowell at the beginning of 2019. So, yeah. I can talk more about my experience with Stella in another video. But I've had her for about 3.5 years. Her birthday's coming up, actually, December 8th. She's going to be 5. So I got her when she was about a year and a half, and I'll have her for 4 years this coming May. Super cool. She's definitely a princess, and she knows it. Yeah. My family loves her, everyone loves her, and she knows that she is a pretty girl. I think I pretty much covered... Excuse me. I think I pretty much covered the 3 topics I was gonna cover. I talked about hormones. I talked about facial hair, the voice, my name, and top surgery. I've had pretty good acceptance, pretty, wealthy amount of support at both schools with my being trans. I would say that I've had a better experience in regards to my transition at UMass Lowell, but I think that has a bit more to do with my own, like where I'm at, rather than like the school itself. Salem State, I had to register at Salem State with my birth name and sex. And then I changed that shortly after I started, but they obviously, they still had that in their system. But by the time I started at UMass Lowell, there wasn't any reason for them to have any of that info. So as far as I can think, they don't have any of that. So I just think it has a lot more to do with my comfort with where I'm at and the amount of exposure that I need, or the amount of disclosure that I need to give, versus like now, it's more of just, I could be a little more stealth, and I have a bit more of an option, if you will, to remain stealthier, to tell whoever I want to tell, kind of thing. I think another part of it too is just that UMass Lowell is a bit more progressive. I as far as I've experienced there, the school itself and the community is a bit more progressive than Salem State. Salem State has a bit more of an old-fashioned kind of feel, and they're a bit more, like, I don't know, I guess old-fashioned is, like, for lack of a better word, and, like, the best phrase I can come up with for now. I've also had much better tolerance and, like, support with Stella at UMass Lowell. Both schools have been really good about her, but UMass Lowell, like I said, is just a bit more progressive, a bit more, the community's just a bit more educated, a bit more, like, forward-moving than Salem State. Salem State's a bit, like, slower with their progression with, like, these different, minorities or whatever. Not that Salem State's terrible, not in the least. But UMass Lowell is just that much more fitting, I guess. But that's for another video, so that I don't ramble. Let's see. Yeah, school. I talked about school. Right now, I'm just kind of at home, I'm like really dragging my feet with this semester. Hashtag COVID. No, but I'm just at home kind of enjoying, the difference. This is my first semester not being on campus. This is my first semester really doing like online. Well, first and a half, right? Because last semester we kind of just like, whoa, like kind of started off in person all fine and dandy, and then, come March, like it's just like shit hit the fan. So, threw us for a loop there. A loop-de-doop. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of like major life events. Yeah. I hope I didn't really forget anything. I mean, if I did, I'll just come back and post another video. I think I've talked on long enough. So yeah, please feel free to give me your feedback. Please be like honest and constructive, because that's the only way I can get better. Yeah, thank you for watching, especially if you watched all the way to the end, because I'm not as like fun to watch as other YouTubers. I mean, maybe I am in my own way, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm a little, I have my quirks, so I'm sure that makes me interesting in my own way, I guess, to watch. But yeah, no, definitely send some comments my way. Share if you'd like. Subscribe. What else should I tell you to do? Click on the bell to get notifications. Yeah, I think that's all I got. No, in all seriousness, though, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm glad I did this video, I guess. So, cool. Until next time. Bye. Let's see. I hope I waved in the view of the camera. Alrighty.